My name is James, and I'm going to teach you how to set up a 16-foot butcher shop for Kroger, starting with your seasoned chicken, your stuffed chickens, your jalapeno poppers, your chicken kebabs, your seasoned chicken kebabs, your top sirloin, and your seasoned top sirloin. Then you have your ribeyes, and I'll teach you how to cut those later in one of the videos. Then you have your New York strip, your top sirloin, and your bone-in ribeye. And if you notice in the top little corner of your left-hand side of the picture that I didn't get quite that well is your filet mignon, and it's also known as a beef tenderloin. Then you'll have your patties. Then you'll have your pork chops, your bone-in pork chops. Then you'll have your sausage, and then you'll have your plain bacon, your peppered bacon, and your brown sugar bacon. And then what you need to start is you'll need your meat scraper, which you'll see me use later in the video, to scrape your meat, because after you cut it, it gets a bunch of bone-in dust, bunch of bone dust on it and stuff. And then your table scraper you use to clean your table after you cut. You have your knives. You use your butcher knife more than really anything. And then then you got your plain chicken. You just take the plain chicken and you marinate it with any type of marinade or sprinkle season that you want. In this one, I used a Cajun and a California garlic, and then right next to it is your Parmesan chicken, and you take your Parmesan chicken and you wrap it in just oil and egg, and then you batter it with your Parmesan. Your stuffed chicken, you take it and you cut it in half, and you shove jalapeno stuffing in it, and you wrap it in bacon. Take the jalapeno stuffing and you put it inside of your jalapenos, and you wrap it in bacon. For the stuffed chicken, you just take the chicken, cut it in half, put asparagus inside of it. Your sun-dried tomatoes and Swiss cheese, you wrap it with a sprinkle California garlic. You take plain chicken kebabs, chop them up, put onions and peppers, and sprinkle your California garlic on next to it, and you get both your seasoned and your unseasoned. Your kebabs, you just take your kebabs, chop them up into pieces. You put your onions and peppers in any way you want, and then make a bunch of them, and then just sprinkle your supreme pepper seasoning on top, and you'll have your kebabs. And then you put your signs in, clean your glass, and you have set a quarter piece of your butcher shop. And then, like I said, just put your signs up, clean it, make sure it looks presentable for the customers, because if it doesn't look nice and looks got a bunch of marks on it, nobody's going to want to buy it. Nobody wants to eat from a nasty place. But that's how you set it and make it look nice and clean. And then we'll start with cutting. You just take your whole piece of meat, you open it up. If you get it vacuum sealed, or if you own your butcher shop, you have your whole slab of garlic. You take it and you set it on your saw. You use your right hand, keep your left hand away from that blade, because it will drag you. And if you notice this little bar right there, it'll actually catch you and pull you in. It'll keep you from going into the saw. Well, after you made your cut, there's that there's the meat scraper again. So you gently scrape off this white stuff off of your bone-in ribeye, or this is a boneless ribeye, and right here is a chunk of fat that you just take off, and you take it down, and then you take it at an angle, and as you see again, you just gently scrape it, and that's what you're looking for, because it's got very little bit of fat going through the actual ribeye. And that's your final product. As you see, it doesn't really have any meat scrapes on it, and it's got just enough fat and bristle that you really want. A lot of people don't think you want it, but that's what really gives it that flavor, and that's just really what you're looking for. And then the same, you pretty much, now that you've seen that, the strip is the exact same thing, except right here is a little piece of nice, juicy, tender fat. And as you can see, it's bigger on some pieces than other. And you just want to kind of cut around it. And sometimes you'll have your strip will kind of look like your ribeye if they've cut it a certain way. As you can see, like this bottom piece, it kind of looks like a ribeye with less fat. And then next to it, you have your top sirloin. And your top sirloin is what you'll use to get your kebabs out. And once you cut it to a certain thickness, you just kind of cut down at an angle, and then your bone-in ribeye was the same as the boneless. All right, for your patties, you just take your blue cheese and your supreme pepper and mix it in, and you'll have your blue cheese patties. The one on your far left is just plain patty. You just take whatever kind of hamburger you want, patty it out. And then the one next to the blue cheese is your bacon cheddar, and you take your bacon and your cheddar and just mix it in, patty it out. Then you have your pork chops, and you just take your pork loin and you chop it, and you'll make these real nice uh, pork chops. And the bone in you'll have with the bone in it. It gives it real nice. It's juicy and flavorful. And then you have your seasoned sausage. In this picture, you'll see I've got a green one. It's a spinach and feta. It's not really that great. It just looks horrible, and that's actually how it looks. But then you have your brats, and then you have your chorizo, and then you got your bacon, just plain hickory smoked bacon, and then you have your pepper bacon, and then you have your brown sugar bacon. And then after you get that set, you just take it, hang your signs, and then clean your glass, and then you have set a 16-foot presentable butcher shop for anybody who wants to come and shop at your store.